last week, a law firm, Sebalu and Lule, celebrated its 40th anniversary, making it one of the longest surviving firms in the country. The firm, started by two lawyers, Godfrey Lule and Paulo Sebalu, has survived since its founding in 1980. The two lawyers have since died, but their firm continues to survive thanks to its founders' decision to deploy corporate governance measures to ensure it survives beyond their lives. So this afternoon on NTV at 1, Are You in Business? You may really want to understand what corporate governance is all about and why it is important for you to really pay attention to this conversation. So we are joined by the Division Director of Toastmasters International. A very good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, when we talk about corporate governance, someone who's in business this afternoon is wondering, why should I pay attention to this conversation? Why should they?
Well, they should take it seriously because corporate governance is all about putting systems in place for proper governance. I've just heard you talking about Sebalu and Lule, law firm that has lasted over time because they put in place those systems. Even when their founders passed on, the firm is still blossoming. So it's all about putting systems in place, building effective teams, succession planning, and ensuring that you always enhance the skills of your employees.
When we talk about corporate governance, for example, what does it entail? Just give us a few details. What does it really mean and what does it entail?
It's just what I've just talked about. You put systems in place to know the leadership structure, who makes decisions, accountability issues like auditing your business and making sure that you're always spot on when it comes to learning new skills, because the world is changing and therefore we need to always train our people so that they're able to learn what is taking place. Even when the things change, they're able to to manage the business.
Well, speaking of Toastmasters International, I know you're trying as much as possible to spread the gospel of corporate governance. Speak to us about what you really do as Toastmasters International, and for someone that is watching us today, how do they tap into that potential?
Yes, Toastmasters International was established in 1924 by Ralph Smedley, and this program has helped over 4 million people to learn how to effectively communicate and also become effective leaders. Now, it has clubs all over the world, and we both have corporate clubs and community clubs. In Uganda, we have Stanbic Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, USAID, and community clubs like Bukoto, Ntinda, Entebbe, Oyenga. And even when a company doesn't establish a club, they can encourage their leaders to join the community clubs that we have. So for the companies that have Toastmasters clubs, they are always able to hold meetings at least twice a month. It's a curriculum called Pathways, and we have projects like reaching consensus, understanding your leadership style, understanding your communication style. All these are the skills needed by corporate leaders to be able to run their businesses effectively.
So for instance, someone could be having a business that is on the verge of collapse, and they're wondering, how do I get it back on track? You know, how do I get my employees back on track? What would be your advice to them?
Well, that is exciting. We have a conference that is taking place on 1st and 2nd April at Silver Springs Hotel. And we have invited corporate leaders like Rosie Rana from Nairobi. She's the managing director of Dorman's Coffee, one of the largest coffee farms in Africa. We have Dr. Peter Kimbowa, who is the board chair of National Social Security Fund. Is going to be one of the speakers to focus on building effective teams, risk management in tough times. And so I would like to invite people to attend that conference.
When is it again?
1st and 2nd April.
Oh,
Silver
great.
Springs Hotel.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Wilson ASIIMWE. He is the Director of Toastmasters International, speaking to us on corporate governance. Are you interested in finding out how to work towards the sustainability of your business? But before I let you go, there are also businesses, most of the Ugandan businesses fall under the small and medium enterprises. Now, they may be wondering as well, if I have a small business, does corporate governance apply to me? Does it?
It does, even if it's a small law firm, a consultancy firm. All you need is to put in place structures, systems to ensure that you have people that know what they're supposed to be doing, and also training them, because the world is changing. And the other thing is that you have to plan your succession in advance.
True.
I'll tell you that in Toastmasters, I'm already preparing my successor, because my term is 1 year. But 6 months before I retire, my successor is known, and I'm preparing him to take over from me. And that is how some of the small businesses should be operating. Ensuring that you have an effective team, prepare for retirement. Anything can happen to you, not only retirement, but you can die anytime.
True.
So make sure you have an effective team. And prepare it. Effective delegation is very important. You might have a good team, but if you don't delegate and they know what they're supposed to be doing in your absence, then it becomes difficult to sustain your business.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Division Director, Toastmasters International, speaking to us on corporate governance.